Where do I start? Where do I start? Seriously. Where do I start? Because when you think Liverpool has no way back, they find a way back. If the only road is right in front of you, and if you take that road, you're gonna basically get nowhere with that road. Liverpool somehow cuts their own road over here, gets around whatever obstacle, and find a way to win or draw, at least in the Premier League this season. This team is showing winning mentality. I mean, like, they mean business. They mean business. And coming from a Man City fan, I'm going to say that right now before I get further into the video. If they don't go on to win this title this season, Man City has to be one great team. They have to be one good-ass team to pick up more points than this Liverpool team this season, because this Liverpool team is freaking good. And I mean, we're really good. We're good. We're good. But are we going to be good enough this season to keep Liverpool off our backs? The 2017-18 season, we had maybe 23 points or so, 24 to 28 points more than Liverpool. My numbers are not correct there, but this number is going to be correct. The season after that, 1 point. They're breathing down our necks like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're right behind there, man. We got to keep looking over our shoulders. But right now, we don't have to look over our shoulder because they are ahead of us. 6 points ahead. And when you think this team is down and out, they just find a way to come back, man. Awesome victory, man. Awesome victory. Aston Villa 1, Liverpool 2. If you're interested in getting one of these cards, visit cardsplug.com/dominicrichfc. Use the coupon code dominicrichfc to get yourself 15% off. All the links would be in the description box down below. Guys, I'm telling you, this is a quality card. If you don't want to get one for yourself, you can get it as a gift for your loved ones. Trust me, they love it. Against Southampton, they were 2-0 up. They let in a late goal, but they kept them out for that win. After going down early in the game against Newcastle, they put 3 past them to pick up the full 3 points. Against Chelsea being 2-0 up, a late Kante goal almost cost them the full 3 points, but they held on. Sheffield almost held them to a 0-0 draw, but a Dean Henderson mistake earned them the full 3 points. Against Leicester City, the game was poised to end in a 1-1 draw, but when Mark Albrighton brought down Sadio Mane, James Milner stepped up to grab the full 3 points once again. Against their rivals, Man United, when you thought that they were going to drop all 3 points, guess who popped up at the far post to tap in? Adam Lallana, a man who hasn't been scoring goals for Liverpool. Oh, man. Against Tottenham Hotspur, they went 1-0 down in the first minute, but somehow managed to come back to beat them 2-1. In the midweek Carabao Cup fixture against Arsenal, what a game that was. What a game that ended 5-5, Liverpool won 5-4 on penalties. I really don't understand how they came back. I'm trying to wrap my head around how they came back in that game, but it was just the magic of their home stadium, Anfield. Again, because they were 4-2 down. And Liverpool came back into that game against all odds. Arsenal went 5-4 up. Liverpool found some way with so many youngsters on the field to equalize. And with literally ice water flowing through their veins, The youngster stepped up to win Liverpool that penalty shootout with Kelleher, the young goalkeeper, even pulling off a save. This Liverpool team has been magnificent this season, and it doesn't matter what football club you support. If you're not man enough to admit that, get off of YouTube. Seriously. Or whatever platform you're on, just simply get off, delete it, stop talking about football. Because if you are going to hate on a team like this, you don't love the sport. I love the sport, and I love the sport more than any club. I did not come into this sport following club football. I came into the sport following international football, being a neutral following the World Cup back in 1998. So I appreciate beautiful football. I appreciate sexy football. And Liverpool are doing just that. They're playing sexy football. They're playing with our heartstrings. They're messing with our emotions. It's simply ridiculous what this team is doing this season. And this is coming from a City fan, of course. I'm going to say it again. Today's game was kind of a tricky game for me because I was watching the Manchester City-Southampton game at the same time while looking for a feed to follow this match, because I'm doing a thing where I'm covering Liverpool matches, I'm covering Manchester City matches. And during the time that I've been doing this, there's been a lot of following from the Liverpool fans. And I appreciate you guys for actually following my channel and, just giving me the support that I think I deserve. More Liverpool fans than City fans, though. I think the City fans are maybe watching Esteemed Company or whatever channel they're busy watching. But there's not a lot of City fans over here. And I don't know why. It's hard to explain. Or maybe some people may say there's just not a lot of Man City fans out there. But I do think there's a lot of Man City fans out there. But I think they prefer to watch highlight reels, because the Man City channel, their videos get a lot of views, but the fan channels, they don't come out to support the fan channels. So if you're a Man City fan, please support the Man City fans who make videos on YouTube. Okay, please do, because the Liverpool fans are coming out in their numbers to watch the videos. And I'm not even talking about myself, all the other YouTube channels out there. But let's get into this game. As I was saying, I couldn't watch the Liverpool game live while I was watching the City game because I had no feed. But I did find a way to follow it while I was watching my Man City game. And that was through the Liverpool FC TV channel. And I have this app that I could get channels from all over the world. And I was actually listening to the commentary on that. And guys, I have to tell you, it's some of the most one-sided and some of the most biased commentary I have ever heard in my entire life. Like, these guys are not objective at all. They just Liverpool. But after all, it's Liverpool TV. What else was I gonna expect? But it was a good way of actually following the game, to hear things from just Liverpool. They didn't even talk anything good about the Aston Villa players or really talked about Aston Villa that much. It was simply Liverpool, Liverpool, Liverpool. If the referee gave a decision against Liverpool, they would actually, whine about it. So it was quite an interesting, way to actually follow this game. But Aston Villa, they started this game very, very well. And Anwar El Ghazi could have scored early on in this game if his shot wasn't brilliantly saved by Alisson. Or maybe he just hit it straight to Alisson. He should have done a lot better with that opportunity, in my opinion. Sadio Mane and Mohamed Salah both had brilliant chances to give Liverpool the lead early on in this game, but Sadio Mane put his header wide and Mohamed Salah's shot was brilliantly saved by Tom Heaton. Even without the inspirational captain Jack Grealish in the team, Villa looked good and their tenacity eventually paid off when, from a free kick, Trezeguet tapped in. And that goal has triggered a controversial talking point where people are saying that it wasn't supposed to be a goal because I think Tyrone Mings was actually offside in that play. Trezeguet wasn't offside, but I think Mings was offside and he was very, very close to the play. So it should have been chalked off by VAR and it wasn't. When on close review, what do I think? The Villa players look like they were ahead of the Liverpool players. So rightfully, it should not have been given goal. Trezeguet was there praying to all the Egyptian gods that it would be a goal because this was his first goal for Aston Villa and it stood. Shouldn't have stood, but it stood. So it makes you wonder, what's the purpose of VAR? I don't know. Too much controversial decisions every single week with this VAR thing. They need to fix it and they need to do it fast because people are getting fed up. People are paying their money to go out there to be entertained, watch their beloved teams play, and VAR is just, screwing up. Basically, after Trezeguet's goal was allowed, Aston Villa was 1-0 up. And was that a shock to me? No, because Aston Villa has been playing really, really well in the first half of games this season. And knowing that they have been playing well in the first half, I also know that they do not play very well in the second. And how do I know that? Last weekend, they played Man City. They were great in the first half, but they capitulated in the second, lost the game 3-0. Bobby Firmino did slot away to put Liverpool back level, but the flag was raised. His goal was chalked off. And when on VAR review, it should have stood because it was by very, very close margins. Maybe his armpit or maybe his right nipple was offside. Is that enough for the player to be offside? I don't think so. Again, they need to fix VAR. I'm basically trying to talk about every single little thing I can talk about in this game. I want to give you guys a very, very detailed analysis of this match. With Liverpool still seeking that equalizer, Sadio Mane went down in the box again, and this time he wasn't awarded a penalty but was shown a yellow card by the referee John Moss. And of course VAR checked it and they did not award Liverpool the penalty, and I think that was the right decision because Sadio Mane has been going down way too easy this season and before. But this time, it was definitely embellished. He got a touch in his back and he flew off. Literally flew off like Superman. So I think the yellow card was definitely a right decision. Mane, you need to stop this. It's simply ridiculous. You're too much of a good footballer to be diving. Seriously. And I know some of you guys in the comment section is going to say that he didn't dive and the last game and the game before that, he didn't dive. But guys, he put himself in a position to get fouled, which is a very good thing for a striker to have, but it's kind of dishonest. It's cheating, basically. At halftime, Villa led 1-0. They really frustrated Liverpool's attack, and when they had a chance, they troubled them on the counter. But seeing that they haven't been playing well in the second half this season, and the bounce back ability that Liverpool possesses, I knew that Liverpool were going to come back and maybe pick up a point at least. But guys, I really did not expect them to win this game. I didn't. And I'm only saying that because it took them 87 minutes to score their first goal. Who knew that they had it in them to get the winner? Like, it was just simply amazing. What a comeback. But I'm jumping the gun here. Let me talk a bit about the second half. Before those goals are scored. Guys, oh man, what a freaking game of football. But against Man United, they were trailing at halftime. Against Tottenham, they were trailing at halftime. Against Arsenal in the League Cup, they were trailing at halftime. And today again, against Aston Villa, they were trailing at halftime. And they still came back and produce the goods. For the second half, Liverpool came out a team on steroids, and that's a usual thing. We see it week in, week out. Salah had his chances, Firmino had his chances, Mane had a brilliant header saved by Heaton, and it seemed as if Villa was actually going to find a way to keep Liverpool out today. There was still trouble in Liverpool on the counter, and their defense was doing everything they could to throw off Liverpool's prolific front three. Klopp then went to his arsenal and brought on the midweek heroes of Oxlade-Chamberlain and Divock Origi, and these guys are looking good as soon as they touch the field. Oxlade-Chamberlain was involved in a triple block. I mean, like, he got 3 shots off and Aston Villa blocked them every single time. And I was saying maybe these are signs that Liverpool definitely won't get past Aston Villa today. But damn, I was wrong. Naby Keita also came into the match for Liverpool, and I noticed that 3 Egyptians were involved in the match today. Trezeguet, El Mohammadi, and Mohamed Salah. How often do you see that happen in the Premier League? Not very often at all. Villa continued to frustrate Liverpool with their very tenacious defense and the very resolute goalkeeper in Tom Heaton, who was having a very brilliant game up until they conceded in the 87th minute. And what a goal that was. Sadio Mane crossing the ball in with his left foot. And I think that kind of threw Aston Villa off because they didn't really expect him to get such a good ball in from his left. Guys, we know Mane is predominantly right-footed, but that was a magnificent ball put in with his left foot, and Andy Robertson getting away from his marker Anwar El Ghazi thumped it past Tom Heaton to bring things level. And the way he celebrated, Aston Villa should have taken the signs that Liverpool weren't going to relent and they were going to come for the full 3 points, which they eventually did. With Liverpool seeking that very elusive winner, Marvelous Nakamba fouled Oxlade-Chamberlain, I think it was, on the edge of the box. The referee allowed the play to go on, but when the ball was turned over, he called it back and awarded the free kick to Liverpool. Up stepped Trent Alexander-Arnold, playing his 100th game for the Reds, and up until that point, he was having a magnificent game. I'm telling you, this kid is gonna continue to get better. Just by the way he plays, his eagerness, and it just seemed like he just wants to win things. He stepped up and his free kick was headed over, deflected out by the head of, guess who? Marvelous Nakamba again. So the Zimbabwean, I gotta blame you. I really gotta blame you. He didn't do it on purpose, but it's his fault. If he didn't commit that foul, what would have happened? If he didn't deflect that ball out, maybe Tom Heaton would have saved that free kick, or maybe not. But let's just say he didn't foul the player on the edge of the box. Maybe Aston Villa would have dealt with that ball and they would have done it their best to just, keep it to a 1-1 draw. But it didn't happen that way. It went out for a corner and Trent Alexander-Arnold ran over to take that corner again. He got it in, and I don't know how the boogeyman from Senegal got his head on that and get it in the far post. I really don't understand how he did that. I don't understand how he managed to pull that off from that angle. Seriously. But on close inspection, when you look at Mane's hairstyle and the fact that his hairline is way, way, way back, I kind of understand. The ball hit like right there, right before the forehead meets the hairline, like right back there. It hit it and it slid off. And I think this morning before he played, maybe it's not morning, but it was kind of morning in my time. I think before the game, he probably rubbed some Vaseline on his forehead for the ball to slide off pretty fast, because it did slide off pretty fast. But the way they celebrated, man, that was a magnificent comeback from Liverpool, and you have to give them a round of applause for that, man. That was simply amazing. That was amazing stuff. Coming back from behind as a City fan, watching both games, following both games at the same time, I was feeling good. I was like, ooh, they're going to drop points today. And not only 2 points, they're going to drop all 3 points today. The gap is still 6 points. It's still 6 points. Liverpool stay on top. They stay on top. 31 points from the first 11 matches. It's great. It's a great start to the season. It's a great start. As for Aston Villa, I think they're currently 16th on 11 points right now. And Dean Smith and his boys, you know what I mean? You got to feel for them. You got to feel for them. They tried, but they were toppled by a far superior beast of a team. As for Liverpool next game, they play Genk in the Champions League at Anfield. And then, match week 12, they play the mighty Manchester City in what could be a season-defining match. And it will be played at Anfield, so they have it in their favor. I think they now have like 28 games unbeaten or something like that. But they were simply amazing on the day. And I don't even need to go into stats. I don't even need to talk about anything else. What's important is that they came back. They won the game 2-1. Quality always prevail in the end. Remember, I told you that. Aston Villa, they had their chances where they could have scored another goal. They failed. They failed to do so. Liverpool were kind of off their pace today. They could have smashed Aston Villa by 5-1, but it was just one of those days for Salah and Firmino, who weren't so bad, but you know, you got to give credit to the Aston Villa defenders for kind of throwing them off the game a bit. But Sadio Mane, man. Sadio Mane, oh man. You were freaking good today. You were good. You were good. I just love your never ever say die attitude, and your stamina levels are just off the Richter, man. It's like he just keeps running and running for 90 minutes. Like he doesn't get tired. He simply does not get tired, and you got to give it to him. You got to give it to the entire Liverpool team. You got to give it to Jurgen Klopp. And guys, I have a big question for you. Is this their year to win their first ever English Premier League title? Not their first title, but their first in the English Premier League era. Guys, answer this question in the comment section down below. Look for my other videos coming this weekend where I am going to talk about the Man City Southampton game and the other matches as well. So look for my preview for the Liverpool Manchester City game as well. I plan to do a best combined 11 and a whole lot of things surrounding that game. So I know this video was long, but it's worth it. So guys, thank you for watching this video. If you're new around here, consider hitting the subscribe button. Give the video a big fat stinking like. Or if you don't like the video, give it a dislike. But don't dislike it. Don't dislike it. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And until my next video, from your boy Dominic Rich, peace out. Rich Squad.